This is my Mountain Hardwear Mineral King 3-person tent, and in this video I'll be showing you not only what's in the box, but also how to set up the entire tent and then pack it away back into the carry bag as easily as possible. Out of the box, this is what I got. 2 guidelines, which I've already attached to the rainfly here, a pole repair split, a carry bag for the poles, 2 poles, 6 stakes, a carry bag for the stakes, a footprint, the overall carry bag that everything came in, and the tent body. To set this tent up, first spread the footprint out, grab 4 of the stakes that were provided, and stake down the 4 corners of the footprint using the webbing loops at each corner. I highly recommend doing this because it makes the pole setup much easier. To make sure the footprint is the right side up, check that the logo here is facing upwards. The top facing up should feel a bit plasticky, whereas the bottom facing the ground should be smooth. Another tip here is that the longer lengths of the tent are where the 2 doors go over, so use that to orientate the entire tent. Next, grab the tent body, place it over the footprint with the doors over the lengths, and stick both the footprint and the tent body down together at the 4 corners. Now grab the longer pole with more pole segments. This is the main tent pole. Assemble it over the tent body and make sure to orientate it properly using the instructions I'll give you right now. This is what it should look like. This is a pre-bent pole with 4 blue ends. This is color-coded to match the blue webbings at the 4 corners of the tent. In the middle of the pole, you'll also find this white hub, which is where the pole can be rotated to give you that X shape. There's a small nub at the bottom of the pole. Make sure this faces downwards and not upwards like this. This is the wrong way around. Now go to one corner of the tent, any corner is fine, and insert the pole tip there into the grommet of not just the tent body, but also the footprint too, so both grommets. Then go to the other corner along the same width and secure the pole tip there as well. When this is done, go to the other width of the tent, use both hands to pick the pole set up, while gently pushing it away from you to make sure the pole tips don't pop out of the grommets. Bend the pole gently and secure the other 2 ends as well. Now, in the middle of the tent, look for this horseshoe-like pole clip. This is to be clipped onto the nub at the middle of the tent, which is why the nub has to be facing downwards, like I showed you. On the other hand, the rest of the pole clips look like these, to be attached directly to each pole, so don't get them mixed up. Stand up and just clip the horseshoe onto the nub at the bottom, like so. If you do this first, the rest of the clips go on much more easily. Another tip here while clipping the rest of the clips is to make sure the webbing is straight like so. It shouldn't be tangled like so. There should be 3 clips on each side of each pole, so 12 altogether excluding the top. Now it's time for the second pole. This short pole is called a ridge pole, and it's to go at the top of the tent. Put the pole together, go to one of the lengths, and above the door there, you'll find this yellow webbing loop, color-coded to match the yellow pole tip of this ridge pole. Insert the tip in and lean the pole against the very top of the tent. Go to the other length, and above the other door, you'll find an identical yellow webbing too. Pull the pole down and secure it as well. Each of these webbing loops also come with finger grips where you can hook your finger inside and use that to pull and secure each pole tip. Now, the main tent body is fully set up, so we can go ahead and stake down the 4 corners of the tent properly. The next step is the rainfly. Grab one of the blue buckles, color-coded to match the blue webbing at the 4 corners, and then just drag it across the tent while walking over to the other side. That's how I typically drape it over. Then spread the fly out over the tent. Make sure the yellow vestibules are over the 2 doors of the tent, and on the widths you have the Mountain Hardwear logo. Next, go to one corner of the tent and lift the rainfly up a bit. Underneath, you'll find a Velcro wrap, and this is to go a little bit underneath the last pole clip. Then bend down and secure the buckle at the corner of the fly to the corner of the tent. Leave these buckles completely loosened at first by pulling down on the buckle. We'll tighten them in a bit, but not now. Do the same thing for the other 3 corners of the tent. When all four corners have been secured, go ahead and tighten each buckle by pulling down on the rainfly with one hand and pulling on the loose webbing with your other hand. Make sure each corner is taut, but not overly tight. Now grab 2 more stakes and stake down the 2 vestibules of the tent using this yellow webbing loop of each vestibule. This tent should also come with 2 unattached guy lines. Just look for these yellow guy out points on the rainfly and attach the guy lines to them. Now there are 2 more guy out points at the other width of the tent, plus another guy out point at the bottom here, but we have run out of guy lines and stakes. So if you need to, I highly recommend buying 2 long guy lines, 2 short guy lines, and 6 stakes to stake them all down. Guy out the 4 guy lines of the tent plus the 2 widths as well, and that's your tent fully set up. Taking down this tent is just the opposite of the setup, but if you're having trouble getting it back into the bag, here are a few tips that might help you. Before folding the tent, unzip the bottom of each door so that it's easier to squeeze the air out in a bit. Then, first fold the tent body in half. Place the carry bag beside it, fold the tent body in half again, and this gets it short enough to fit back into the carry bag widthwise. As for the rainfly, just spread it out over the ground first and then keep folding it in half while tucking all the guy lines back in until it gets small enough to fit on top of the tent you've just folded down. Place the fly on top of the tent body, then the poles on top of everything, like so. Wrap the tent and fly tightly against the poles and roll everything up. Tuck everything back into the carry bag. It should be about the perfect width, so it should go in no problem at all. Zip it up and you're good to go. For a full review of this Mountain Hardwear Mineral King 3, do check out this video on screen for way more tests and details. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in that one.